Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to ask the question, why is Geoffrey, Verity, Schofield so weak? Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. All right, so before I get into this topic, I want to stall just a little bit because there's going to be some people that won't actually take time to watch this video and they think I'm just doing clickbait stuff or trying to attack Geoffrey or whatever. So you can see if there's any entertaining comments down below. But Geoffrey is somebody I talk to frequently, somebody I respect greatly. And first and foremost, let me say he's not weak. So I want to frame what I'm saying in this video a little bit so you understand what I'm saying. I get the question a lot. People will compare Geoffrey to me. People will come to me and say, you know, I'm presenting strength standards. I'm presenting standards for hypertrophy. And people will look at my mass, some people look at Geoffrey's mass, and they'll say, hey, your arm sizes are about the same. Why is Geoffrey so weak? Why did it take you... Why did you have to build so much more strength than Geoffrey to build equivalent arms? Maybe there's like a secret way where you don't have to get super strong, like you, big, hairy, ugly dude, to build big arms like Geoffrey. So I get this type of question, and that's really what this video is about. And the thing you guys need to understand is where Geoffrey is at, that's about where I was at after 4 years of training. I didn't train for strength. I was pretty strong, and Geoffrey's pretty strong. If you look at where I was in 1990 after about 4 years of training, and you compare it to Geoffrey, I don't think our strength levels were very much different. We both got a lot stronger than when we started lifting. That's the key point. And what happens nowadays is people will compare his lifts to mine, and they'll compare his arm size to mine, and they're trying to figure out, why is Geoffrey benching like here and the big hairy ugly dude is like benching right here? It doesn't make sense. You know, is something broken? Is something wrong? Nothing's broken and nothing's wrong. For about the first 4 years of my training, my strength level was about the same as Mr. Schofield's. I didn't train for strength, I trained for muscle, but the key is to understand that I got a lot stronger from when I started to where I ended after those 4 years. So I was only benching about 275 by 3 or 4 after that period of time. My squat was, I don't know, maybe 365 by 4. So I wasn't super strong, but I had gotten a lot stronger than when I had started. My dumbbell rows were like, I don't know, 100s for three sets of 10. So there's a difference between starting and building a lot of strength, using progressive overload and building a lot of muscle, and then going from that level to where I ended up. So that's where people get confused because they're trying to compare where Geoffrey, Verity, Schofield is right now to where I ended up after 38 years of training. Here's the thing. About 1999, well, actually about 1989, 1990, I'd probably hit about 95% of the muscle mass I have now. Probably pretty close to it. So I really, after 4 years, I really didn't gain a lot. And I continued to push progressive overload. Maybe I was at 90%. Who knows? I continued to push progressive overload. By 1999, 1997, I was pretty freaking strong on my presses. I continued to push my strength long after, I was just making trivial muscle gains, long after I was pretty close to where I am now muscle-wise. So from 1990 to 1997, I continued to push for strength, but at about 1990, I had the same amount of muscle as Geoffrey at about the same strength levels, right? So my overhead presses, my dumbbell overhead presses got super strong. My bench got super strong, but I really didn't gain that much more muscle than what I had in 1990. That's just the reality of lifting. In about 2006, I ran it, maybe I'm going through puberty again. I ran into a sport called powerlifting, and it was then that my strength started to skyrocket. So at my peak, at a fatty, I was getting close to probably 775 deadlift, 700, 675 squat, and bench, I was probably around 430, 440, somewhere around those. I got lifts here on the channel where I was lifting in that range, so you can check that out. But after losing 100 pounds, my total was somewhere around 1650. So it dropped a little bit after losing weight, but trying to compare my bench then at like 392 to Geoffrey's now, or trying to compare my deadlift of like 670, to Geoffrey's, it doesn't line up. It doesn't make sense, because you're looking at a lifter that trained over 30 years that had pretty much all the muscle he was ever going to have after like 4 years, to a lifter like Geoffrey who hasn't been training as long. He's been training, he trains hard and he trains long. I'm just a lot older. And at some point, around 2006, 15 years ago, I got tired because I knew I wasn't really building any more muscle. Excuse me. So I just started training for pure strength. So you have to understand, when it comes to progressive overload, you're going to push and have to get stronger than you are now. But where Geoffrey is with his 17-inch arms or whatever, and where I was with my 17-inch arms, and here's the take-home point, our strength levels were about the same. Give or take, not perfectly aligned, but close enough. It really wasn't until after that point, where I got pretty close to all the mass I have now, like 90%, that I really just started pushing for strength, more just out of boredom and challenges in the gym. So when you try to compare two lifters and the strength levels of two lifters, you have to also understand their journey. Size, there's only so far you can get with size where you start to pretty much cap out. Strength, you can go a lot further, right? You can go a lot further. And guys like Alpha Destiny are a good example of this. And hey, Geoffrey, Verity, Schofield might wake up one day and decide, I'm not gaining much mass anymore. Maybe I'll train for 15 years like the big, hairy, ugly dude and see how strong I can get. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.